Because if you were capable of doing what they're saying that you did to Tupac, why the f would we believe that you were capable of doing it to Nip because he was about to eclipse you?
These years, I went to a seminar about death.
Okay, you have to tell me.
Oh my God.
Me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share, please share.
I have a friend.
Why were you there, and what did you learn?
I learned that no one.
Yeah, at the studio, finishing up a late night session. Just want to just invite everybody to be a part of a glorious weekend because it's official. You know, my brother is putting out the album Victory Lap. Yeah, it's got All-Star Weekend here in LA. Yeah, love is back.
Man, if y'all thought we had uncovered all the bodies in Diddy's closet, well then I got some piping hot tea for you. You see, for years, there has been speculation about Diddy taking out Nipsey to further his own agenda, but that's not the worst of it. Apparently he might have used Lauren London to get his way, and I know it seems like folks will say anything at this point, but we got Jaguar right, and her canon of truth spitting the facts. According to her, London did work for Diddy. Heck, she continued to work for him even after he put his hands on his sister. Not to forget that she was super close with Cassie, so there's a high chance that she was in on everything. So, how exactly did Lauren and Diddy set up Nipsey, and is Lauren really a plant? Let's find out.
On American Idol, she just didn't make it, and when that fell through, the next thing you knew, she was in Nip bed. Now you want to sit up there and talk about it wasn't all what it was hitting for, and you want to talk about this. If you married a Crip, you seed up. You don't get...
Nip, the hip-hop artist, passed away on March 31st, 2019 at the age of 33, leaving behind 2 kids. Nip's passing sent shockwaves throughout the industry, but as friends and family battled with grief, there was one question that desperately needed to be answered. How did it happen? Well, an investigation was opened, and according to reports, Nipsey was taken out in the parking lot outside the store. The Marathon. It wasn't a random act of violence. The man who pulled the trigger was none other than Eric R. Holder. According to investigators, he planned the murking beforehand. But how do they know that? Well, Holder shot Nipsey 10 times, and he made sure to kick the rapper in the head before fleeing. Yeah, that definitely sounds like the actions of someone who wants to settle a score. Holder was promptly arrested and placed before a grand jury, and that's when it was revealed that Holder and Nipsey grew up in the same neighborhood. Heck, they were even part of the same gang, the Rolling 60s. Things between them were fine, until Nipsey caught wind of Holder being a snitch. That's why Holder paid him a visit to clear things, but things took a turn for the worse. Now that's the official story. Jaguar Wright enters the picture. According to her, Holder is not the man people should be burning at the altar. You see, according to Jaguar, Nipsey was set up by Lauren, who was actually working for Diddy.
Dang.
All of your fucking secret meetings with Diddy, and y'all fucking knew that they put Lauren on him. See, I know Lauren London. Lauren London used to sing backgrounds for me back in the day. You didn't know that, did you?
Hell no, you know that.
Lauren London used to be one of my background singers. She fell in love with my keyboard player. His name is Omar Edwards. Omar went on to play for Jay-Z after me, after leaving my band. Omar Edwards got Lauren London on to American Idol, which put her in position to meet Nipsey, and then she dumped Omar, who loved her madly, for Nipsey out of nowhere. All those Skin Diddy parties. All of the support that Snoop has for Honeycomb. You've been moving niggas out the way, Snoop, allegedly. But you fucked up when you fucked with Nip. Y'all all fucked up when you fucked with Nip. Moved him out of the way because he was about to give Dr. Sabi to the world all over again, just like Lisa left our Lopez tried to do damn near 30 years ago. Y'all niggas ain't slick.
So if we believe Jaguar's words, London got with Nipsey after leaving a relationship, and she didn't do it for love. She did it on Diddy's orders, who wanted her in that position because he wanted to keep a tight leash on Nipsey. Jaguar Wright also name-dropped Dr. Sebi.
But wasn't Diddy executive producer of Nipsey album?
Exactly. And wanted him to stay the fuck away from Dr. Sabi's work. It was a blind corporation that bailed his murderer out of jail.
And why is that important? Well, according to reports, Nipsey was working on a documentary about Bowman's trial, aka Dr. C. Now, Nipsey also name-dropped the natural healer in his track Blue Laces 2 from the 2018 album Victory Lap. He rapped, "They killed Dr. C, he was teaching health." But after Nipsey's passing, the documentary never saw the light of day. Nick Cannon promised to carry on the good work, but we've never seen him deliver on that promise. But let's table that conversation for another time. Let's talk about Diddy and Nipsey ending up in the same orbit. How did that happen? So Diddy ended up working with Nipsey on his last album, Victory Lap. Apparently, Nip went up to him asking to be mentored and stuff, and Diddy, being the good guy that he is, promptly agreed.
With the late great Nip, long live Nip. It's like, yo, man, I want you to mentor me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nip had no ego. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Nip came to me and said, I want you to mentor me. You know, I want to get into real estate. I want you to teach me all your, you know what I mean, like your business secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whenever you got questions, pull up. And then on his last album, people do not know this. Somebody tried to jerk me, but I fixed it. I actually am one of the executive producers of Nipsey Hussle's last album. Victory Lap. Yeah, Victory Lap. So a lot of people don't know this. We got them to change it in Wikipedia. Somebody over at the label tried to leave my name out, but he came to me and said, I want you to be a part of helping me finish up this album. And so I was a part of not just the record I was on with him on his last album. He was like, yo, I'm a big fan of...
Now the question is, how did Nipsey get the balls to ask Diddy for help? Well, why don't you hear the answer straight from him?
Lauren? No, I'm saying Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but...
Notice the subtle stutter right there in between conversation of things. Oh, Puff introduced you to Lauren? Oh, no, wait, no, he didn't. Or did he? Or did he?
It was more of a personal relationship after, you know, we was at Cassie's birthday.
At whose birthday? You heard it. We were at Cassie's birthday.
FYI, this was around the time Cassie was being dragged into those freak-offs with Diddy, and I'm not sure if y'all are aware, but Lauren was super tight with Cassie back in the day. If you saw one, you were bound to see the other. They even campaigned together for some of Diddy's companies. Now we'll get to Lauren in a bit, but let's stick to Nipsey and Diddy for now. These two worked together, and the videos we got from these two collaborating together, well, let's just say they were super sus. It was all bedrooms and drinking.
Look at Puff like a Quincy Jones or like a Berry Gordy of just hip hop. So I really felt like I did something special with the album. He listened to every record. He gave me his input on what could make the record that he did comment on all the way classic and just reach that full potential.
Notice how all of those shots were from Diddy's house and not the studio. And I'm sure y'all remember how Lil Rod's live-in situation with Diddy while working on his album worked out for him. And then there's the fact that Nipsey gave the album to Diddy practically ready to be released.
See, Puff is credited a lot on the album. Talk to me just about how that relationship came to be and manifested.
Yeah, well, first, I co-produced that last record, too.
Crazy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so, you know, I got
Cut another check.
Yeah,
that part.
Business. Yeah. But yeah, you know, Puff, I brought the album to Puff when it was pretty much done. Just got his feedback, played it top to bottom, just wanted to see what he thought. And he was like, it's room on these records to continue to produce. He like...
You heard it. That album was already done. It was already complete and finished. Literally, one of the only things that got added to that album was the damn flute on Young Niggas. On Rap Niggas, excuse me. The flute that was added on Rap Niggas. That was played on the keys. That wasn't even played at Diddy's house. That was keys played by his homeboy.
Yet for some reason, Diddy kept it in production for a long time, delaying the release of the album. Why would he do that? Well, according to some people, it's because Diddy wanted to slap his label's name on the record. He could have just wrapped it up with one song, but instead, he took control over the entire album. Some folks think he did it because Bad Boy wasn't doing too hot at the time, and Diddy believed Nipsey could have changed things around for him. Now let's talk about Jaguar name-dropping Lauren as one of Diddy's workers. Lauren, upon considering how Cassie and Lauren were always tied at the hip, has led a lot of fans to think that Lauren was working for Diddy after all. Heck, some folks even think she was in on the freak-offs as well. I mean, you're telling me she was that close with Cassie, but never knew about what was going on behind closed doors? Yeah, that's a stretch. One person commented, They already say Puff got half a dozen confirmed bodies. Don't let me put on my tinfoil cap and find out he has a connection to Nip, too. I just thought LL was the it girl at the time because of the ATL movie. Now it makes sense she was part of the freak-offs. Let's be real. She hadn't worked much, was never anyone's Angela Bassett, and LA is crazy expensive, so income had to come from somewhere. Like another fan mentioned, several people get around Puff and then become super spiritual or religious to the point that it's part of their brand. Mace, Lonnie, Craig Mack, Shine, Pam from Total. But here's where things take a turn for the worse. According to some reports, part of being on Diddy's payroll meant that Lauren was in on the supposed setup.
Using desperate starlets to line up this that they want out of the way, because the easiest way to get rid of them is to put somebody in their bed.
How do we know that? Well, during her interview with Angie Martinez, London revealed that she attended a seminar on death back in the day to prepare herself for a loss. The question is, why was she preparing herself? I mean, sure, every one of us has got to deal with something like this sooner or later, but when Angie asked London that question, she laughed nervously before giving her an answer.
In my previous years, I went to a seminar about death.
Okay, you have to tell me. You're
Oh
just
my
telling
God.
me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share, please share.
I have a friend.
Why were you there, and what did you learn?
I learned that no one really dies, and that, it's just an experience in the physical form, and we're attached to our personalities, but that we're just souls, and that we continue and continue and continue. And if you have a spiritual relationship with someone on earth, you will have one with them when you leave earth. So I did this 2-day seminar on death. So
And this was how long ago?
I had to be 25.
What sent you there? Do you find that weird though?
I'm weird.
No, it's not weird that you would go. It's almost like you were preparing yourself for what you would have to
Well, I
deal
told
with.
you I didn't have such a connection to earth at a young age.
I know, but you don't find that as you were preparing yourself for what you were going to have to deal with.
That we're all gonna have to deal with.
That's true. All right, very well.
One person commented, "Wait, I just caught on to when Angela said it's like Lauren London was preparing herself for what she has to deal with." Well, that's because Lauren London knew about the setup and what was going to happen to Nipsey. Meanwhile, another person commented, "Allegedly, Lauren was the setup. I never got the vibe that she was into Nipsey like that. You see what you see. She got her pay after Nipsey's death. Industry play. Girl, if you know what I mean." In my opinion, Lauren and Diddy dating or not, and that's not even half of it. Now, whether Lauren was a plant or not, she did lose the father of her child when Nipsey passed away, so of course she was a mess at the funeral, but fortunately she had one person in her corner throughout it all, and that was none other than Diddy. According to Lauren, "I just felt like it was surreal. I didn't even want to get dressed. I was going to wear sweats. Puff pulled me aside and was like, 'Look, Bug, you have shown everybody what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show them what it looks like when it all crumbles. That's your responsibility.' He was like, 'Show up with your head up.' But there's one part of the interview that I want to specifically focus on."
Wait, I didn't even want to get dressed. I was gonna wear sweats.
Were you really?
Did somebody? I'm not getting. Yeah.
Did somebody pull you aside?
Somebody pulled me aside. Puff.
Really?
Puff pulled me aside and was like, "Look, Bug."
For those of you who don't know, Boo was Nipsey's nickname for London. It was their thing. And since when did Diddy get off using the same nickname for London as her late boyfriend? Were these two that close? One person commented about the funeral part. The question is, where is Diddy telling Lauren London all these things from, like what to wear, show up with your head held up, and things like that? Where is this conversation taking place? Since when did Diddy become Lauren's brother? And why Diddy, and not Big Sam, or at least Lil Wayne? Why is Diddy comfortable with calling Lauren Bug? You know what I'm saying? And let's address the elephant in the room. Lauren didn't want to wear sweats, and somehow that news made it to Diddy. Just how close were these two? What's more, weirdly enough, after the tragic incident, she talked about not focusing on relationships going forward and instead working on her relationship with God. She said, "I am not without pure love. I might not ever be married, but I experience pure love with Nip. I got that. I got to see that on earth. I don't need to do that again. I like to feel enlightenment with God now. Like I said, I don't know what I'm 50-50, 60-70, but 37 I'm good. I don't want it." But you see, Miss London might not have left behind that life that easily. Around 2020, there were reports about Diddy and London getting together, and y'all might want to thank Diddy for that one. This dude may know how to avoid the feds, but when it comes to operating Instagram, he's a boomer at the end of the day. That year, he posted some pictures of him in London at a party on his IG, and it looked like he was admiring her. A few seconds after the post went up, Diddy realized how badly he had messed up, so he quickly took down the posts. But the damage was done. Reports started going around about the two sleeping together, which was all types of wrong because, one, Lauren was BFFs with Cassie, and isn't it a girl code to not mess with your girl's ex? And two, did Lauren really make the choice to sleep with Diddy despite knowing everything Diddy put Cassie through? To add to the drama, Diddy captioned the pictures "Lost Files," and if you look at the photos closely, they almost look like a photo shoot, which raises another question. Why were London and Diddy having a photo shoot, and why did he post those pictures? Well, Sir Shah Diddy Combs didn't give fans an answer, but Lauren London made sure to set the record straight. She jumped on IG with a post that read, "Stop playing with me and my name. Now let me get back to healing." She further wrote in the caption, "I'm all about love and peace, but never forget I'm a woman in grief, and I don't play about Nip, my family, my character, and code." About to drink a green juice to start the day, though. Now, an important thing to point out here is that Lauren didn't say anything when Diddy posted the pictures. Instead, she kept quiet. But when the blog started posting about the two of them dating, Lauren decided to speak up. Fans didn't really buy her words, and it's because of all the questionable stuff that had happened over the years. Take a look at this picture of the three. Lauren was dating Nipsey at the time, but for some reason, Diddy is in the middle. Now, I know we might be reaching here, but there are a lot of folks who think that Nipsey looks hella uncomfortable here and Diddy looks like he just forced his way into the middle. FYI, there are rumors about Diddy wanting to tap London, and if y'all thought the London and Diddy connection stopped there, well, that's where you're wrong. Enter Capricorn Clark. According to Jaguar, Capricorn Clark, who worked as Diddy's assistant, was Lauren's sister. Apparently, one of the reasons why London agreed to do Diddy's dirty work was so her sister could get the job.
And ain't nothing Honeycomb can do. Isn't it funny how her sister was working for him? Isn't that interesting? I guess that was part of the payment. Your sister got to get a job working for the devil? Because I'm accusing you now, Lauren. You work with Diddy to line up your baby daddy. Just, no, Lauren London isn't an only child. She has a sister, and her sister was working for the Honeycomb. Capricorn!
Now, Capricorn is not working for Diddy these days, and recently she made sure to drop the deets on her former boss. She tweeted, "Black women end up being the sacrifice for the stuff. Last 11 years of my life, I have had to deal with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. I pray that it ends. I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your head down, plus pretend stuff is cool no more. Do better." Also, Suge Knight said that Diddy put his hands on Cassie as well, and why do we believe that? Well, back in the day, Capricorn made a tweet saying, "Don't take the path of the wicked. Don't follow those who do evil. Stay away from that path. Don't even go near it. Turn around and go another way." Proverbs 4:14, "Doors be unlocked, you got to be willing to walk away from the money. Full stop." 2011 was hell. A lot of folks think that back in 2011, Capricorn was working for Diddy. However, the reason we haven't seen Capricorn come forward and talk about the mistreatment she suffered at Diddy's hands is that she got paid off by the record label. Roger Bonds, the former head of Diddy's security detail, confirmed the mistreatment. According to him, Diddy was pissed off about the fact that Cassie was messing around with Kid Cudi back then. Obviously, she had distanced herself from Diddy at that point, and Diddy wasn't taking it too well. According to Rogers, at that particular time, after that happened, Cassie wouldn't come around. Then all of a sudden, Cassie came around, and Diddy was upset. He also said he was upset with a young lady called Capricorn. Capricorn was his personal assistant. She had to know about Kid Cudi because she never went to the studio by herself. She always went with Cassie. He put hands on Capricorn because of that situation. Capricorn ended up leaving and suing him for it. He paid Capricorn $450,000 to keep her mouth shut. But that's not what's important here. What's interesting is that Lauren continued to mess around with Diddy, even after he put his hands on her sister. Now, that's all types of messed up. Why would Lauren do that? Well, there's only one answer that makes sense to fans, and it's that Lauren was on Diddy's payroll. So at the end of the day, we've got this. Lauren was close with Cassie, who was dating Diddy at the time. Considering how close these two were, there's a high chance that Lauren was also in on the freak-offs. And then there's Diddy and Nipsey. For some reason, Diddy agreed to work on Nipsey's album, but then threw him to the side. Was it because he started dating London and Diddy wanted London to himself? Or was it because he knew that Nipsey's tragic passing would bring in album sales? There's also the possibility that London was asked to date Nipsey by Diddy himself, so he could keep him under his thumb. Either way, everything about this situation is sus. Most fans think there's some truth to the rumors. After all, one person commented, "Last year, after Nip was killed, a reader came forward and stated that Diddy wanted Lauren and was in on killing Nip. I believe it too." She then said that the twins involved in the threesomes might be the twins that Lauren hangs with from ATL. Meanwhile, another person commented, "The speculation surrounding Nipsey Hussle's untimely death suggests a connection to a past disagreement at Cassie's birthday party, where he resisted taking an oath. Some believe this refusal might have led to his introduction to Lauren London, and his tragic fate is perceived by some as a consequence of not conforming to certain expectations. Of course, there are others who think there are holes in Jaguar's theory. One person commented, "LaToya London was the one on that song with Jag and was on American Idol, not Lauren. A quick Google search will tell you anything you need to know. Y'all need to do your own research because this lady isn't all the way 100, and that's facts." But what do you think of the situation? Did Diddy and Lauren work together to set up Nipsey? And if so, why? Let us know in the comment section below.